Welcome to QSJ Radio, digging up the underground.
I can't help it. Wherever I go, I just got to have it. I'm so selfish. If you don't understand, you don't speak the language. Alright. So I don't you understand?
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are listening in. Today on QSJ Radio's Mad La, digging up the underground, we are joined by EnEyeCee, known off stage as Nick, a graduate of the prestigious Royal Academy of Music, whose journey has been anything but straightforward. From early acclaim in music theater and television to a viral children's series with nearly 1 billion views. I did say 1 billion, okay? To be signed with Sony and AMG, EnEyeCee's path has been both dazzling success with hard-earned lessons behind the scenes. After facing major industry setbacks and years of mismanagement that delayed his career, Nick has reemerged stronger, working with Golden Mile Management under Brian. What up, Brian? What up? Collaborating with Grammy-winning songwriters and hosting a thriving radio show on Choice FM, which reaches up to 70,000 listeners each broadcast. Today, we'll talk about resilience, creativity, rebuilding, and what it means to turn obstacles into art. Welcome to the show, Nick.
Thank you for having me. And what a wonderful, little elevator pitch about me. It's all lies. None of it's true.
No, lies. So... You trained at Royal Academy of Music, one of the most respected conservatives in the world. Looking back, how did classical foundation prepare you or perhaps complicate things when you decided to carve out your own lane as EnEyeCee?
Well, I think it was one of those things with, by the way, also tell me if the background is too loud.
No,
I'm
you're
traveling
good.
through London
You're good.
and I'm just being cognizant. Okay, cool. So it's an interesting one because I don't feel any classical training has done any sort of anything to hinder. What I think sometimes classical training can do, sounding like I'm completely contradicting myself now, is I think sometimes it can hinder your ability to be free with music. So a lot of the time I will be in the studio and I'll be working out a riff, and I've worked with the wonderful Ali Tennant, who's this incredible songwriter in the UK. And the man's riffs, I don't know what he does to his voice. He's just down WD-40. His voice is effortless. And he can move around all of the keys and change key. And I'm sat there but what key are we modulating to? Where, what key are we in? Is it the relative minor? I'm so confused. And so for me, I guess sometimes my brain needs to go, oh yes, I know what key we're in. I know what all the notes are, and I sort of know where the notes are in my voice to then go. And so I think having that background is a little bit hindering versus some people who can just hear by ear and go, sod it, I'll just sing whatever my heart desires.
You know, I'm just thinking about something really quick. If you guys just pay attention to the next question.
Go on.
You guys in the chat, you guys that are listening in the podcast, before your solo projects, you created a show, Bella and Beans TV.
Oh gosh, yeah, it's like a fever dream.
Oh my God. Listen, you guys got to go Google that, whatever, and realize what I'm talking about here. Reached over 500,000 subscribers, or over billion views. That's an incredible reach. All right.
Yeah.
As anything, as art, as anything, whatever, you could have just switched up the whole, thing that was going on there. How did working on a show of that scale shape your sense of audience and storytelling as a musician?
Well, it's a really interesting thing. I've never really thought about it because in my world, they've always been two completely separate entities. So what I would do for Bella and Beans, genuinely, the only way I could describe it is a fever dream. I would go down to the studio in an area called Surbiton, which is just outside of London, and I'd have to be there at like 8 o'clock in the morning. And I lived up in the north of London, so traveling through, as you will know, as being a New Yorker,
Yeah.
like traveling across the city at like rush hour is a nightmare in and of itself. And then I'd get to the studio like no sleep, haggard, and have to be like, "Hi everyone, how are you doing?" So it's an interesting one. I don't think.
Wait,
I don't think-
so it felt almost like you was forced?
No, not forced, but I just mean as in like we were working in complete delirium
Yeah.
because neither of us had any sleep. We traveled through London, and with children's content, you can't be like, "Hi everybody, how's it going?"
Yeah.
Yeah, like nice. You have to be animated. So working on little to no sleep, also having like at the time I had so many odd jobs I was doing, gigs here, gigs there, and then like so I'd finish a gig at say like 2 a.m, wake up at like 6, and then rush to the studio and like already be like so emotionally exhausted, and then have to be like, "Hello everyone, yeah, let's do it." Like it was such an interesting experience. I think instead of like the audience like it actually gave me more of a understanding of what hard work is,
Yeah.
and how to sort of always be professional, always show up, come rain, come shine. Because when we started to go viral back in what was viral back then, well, I mean, it still is viral, but virality nowadays seems to be like, so in a way, it seems to be slightly trivial now compared to what it used to be.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, because everybody's viral. I mean,
Yeah, everybody.
But,
I can't wait to go viral. I just need a troll in the chat once, you know what I mean?
but like for us, instead of the audience, it was more that for us, like after we went viral, it was like, oh, we've got to keep up with supply and demand, and we've got to do fresh content that people like.
Yeah.
And so for us, it was more a training in how to like literally be running on fumes,
Wow.
as we say, and still show up. Because if there's one thing I hate in this industry, it's that sort of diva attitude of, "Oh, I'm so vocally tired today, I couldn't possibly." I'm like, baby, learn your technique.
Oof.
Like do you know what I mean? Like, no tea, no shade, no pink lemonade. Like, one thing I will say is I've just had, I've got quite severe asthma, and I've had like a week like asthma exacerbation. I've been on pills, steroids, everything, you name it. I still show up and I'm still singing like notes where my voice is like in the rafters. I'm like, you shouldn't have issues. Like, just know your voice, learn your technique, cut your teeth.
Yeah.
And like, it's one of the things that like, because I also think that attitude devalues what we do as performers, because we get such like a weird rap in the industry as artists. It's like my old team, who will name no names, so plausible deniability, as we talked about earlier. One of the first things they said to me, they were like, I said, "Oh, I don't think this song will suit my voice. I think the key is too low." And no, sorry, it was too high. It sounded really weird. And he went, "Oh, of course you'd say that. You divas are all singers." That should have been my first red flag. But I was like, no, I'm not being a diva. I'm telling you, I know my voice. I know my instrument. And what you've given me isn't going to work. It's too high. And it was just such an interesting thing. It was like a slap in the face to me. I was like,
wow.
Who are you to be so dismissive?
Yeah.
And it's something I've seen through all aspects of the industry. No matter what I've done, I've seen artists be completely degraded by the powers above and talked at as if, we don't know what we're doing. But that's because, unfortunately, there is a stereotype of people who are very emotional, who are very like, "Oh, I couldn't possibly, not today, darling. No, let's do it another day."
Yeah.
And like that diva mentality, I'm like, just doesn't really have any place, I think. And so that's why I'm really glad to have had that experience with Bella and Beans, because all of the stuff we had to do, it was like, you show up, you do it, or you don't get paid.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool.
That was dope.
There we go.
And if you guys haven't yet, you probably already have. Go ahead and subscribe.
But I would say, like, at least have a good cold beer before you watch it, because it is a lot.
You've been open, and I'm hearing it too. You've been open about your journey. Hasn't been all smooth. Without going into legal specifics.
Sounds. We don't want to do any libel now.
No, you mentioned that your old management held your career back for years.
Yeah.
And so how do you stay creative or even hopeful during times when the business side feels broken?
Well, this is going to sound so morbid, but I look at it from a perspective of like, I'm getting older now, and I don't want to be a could have been story. Like, I don't want to be sat down when I'm like, hopefully in my 80s or my 90s, and go, what could, to be living the success that I've always worked for. You know, I've sacrificed so much, as so many of us have, you know, and I'm sure people listening like will get when I say like the amount of sacrifice, the amount of like family things I've missed, the amount of friend things I've missed, the amount of holidays I've not been on because I've just been like working my arse off. For me, it's a case of, pardon me, I'm running like on like ambition, but also bitter resentment and fumes. I'm like, I'm not going to have let you held me back and stop me from doing what I want to be doing. So it's kind of like for me, it's like, this is the only thing I love doing. There's nothing else on God's green earth that will give me as much joy. And, you know, so for me, I go, the only option is to continue going. That's it. There is no like, there's never been an alternative, and there never will be.
I hope a lot of artists out there are listening in, because this story becomes crazy after this. This is a rebuilding type of situation for you. You still have been releasing music. We just played Good Vibes because we got to understand.
Awesome.
This is how we go, right? That's a super awesome song.
Thank you.
Now that we're here with, what did it feel like when you signed with Golden Mile Management and began rebuilding? Was there a moment that you felt like, okay, I'm finally free to make the music I always wanted to make?
Kind of like I say, like the team with GMM, like Byron and like Ali, and also the incredible producer Michelangelo. Like it was the weirdest thing because I just sort of went there on a whim. And I was like, oh, sod it. Yeah, I'll just go and do a song. Like, I'm waiting for some things to come through from the other team. And I went, okay, I'll just go along and see what it is. And it was electric. I was like, oh, shit. This is like the way they work as a professional. Their track records speak for themselves. And then it's just slowly snowballed and kind of like, I've sort of likened it to having an affair. Like I said, I was talking to my other half about it. I was like, and he was like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, it's just the only way I can imagine it because
you guys know that.
like because like it felt like I was going behind my other team's back.
Oh my god.
There was a lot of controlling from the other team, and I'm still in contact with the other team vaguely, but it was weird because I had to hide a lot of it from them because
that's feeling
what they had what they had holding over me was this like apparently incredible opportunity still has yet to materialize. Oh, I'm being bitchy now. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. It hurts. People not understanding.
I need to stop running my mouth. But this is the thing. Sorry, just jumping in. Like, I need to stop running my mouth. Stop. But yeah, I had to hide a lot of it just so that I didn't ruin another opportunity that could have come along or that could still come along. And so, it was weird that it suddenly became too difficult to ignore. And like, we've been collaborating with these incredible artists like all across the world. And like, we've got all of these insane songs coming out soon. And we've got other collaborations that we're like in meetings for. And it feels so weird. Like, now when I speak to my team, I'm like filled with, oh shit, this could actually happen. Oh, this could finally be the moment where I do start to do what I've wanted to do for so long. And we've just recently signed with the incredible PR agency LSM UK and also Penny Management in Mexico and Latin America. And like the teams there, it's just, I'm not one to be like the universe, but it does feel very like fated almost that all of these people are coming into the.
I'm trying to figure this out, right? So, you're mentioning LSM, and I've been hearing about LSM, and
sorry, it's LMS UK. Sorry,
LMS.
LMS UK.
I got to figure out what's up with LMS because I think LMS is It's a good
Oh,
place.
you're working with them?
It's a good
Yeah.
place because I think they're the reasons I'm getting so many people.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I need to figure out who the hell is that. I need to figure out who.
No,
Because I'm like
they're
so
a-
grateful to work with them. You
Yeah,
know.
they're so wonderful.
Oh my god. Somebody
Yeah,
give
they
me a
are, like-
contact. Oh my god.
You need to, but like all of them. And what's amazing as well is like there's none of this air of, oh, we know what we're doing, darling. Like
Yeah.
they're just normal people, and they're just so lovely and so supportive and so
Nice.
like. No, I've even got the wonderful lady Marina who's working over my account. Like, she asked me to do a boatload of content this week, and I just haven't been able to because of like issues with my asthma and like having this. I had this huge audition this week, and she was like, "Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about it, babes. Do this, and we'll get on it." And it's like the support from them is so lovely.
That
They're
is
just
so
amazing,
dope.
and they just make everything work. They're incredible.
That's so dope. And
Yeah,
by the way,
and
we got to shout out your YouTube because man, you're going in on the shorts. Oh my god,
Me?
you are going in. Oh my god.
Oh,
So there is something we're gonna ask, but at first I want to get into a song real quick. We'll give it a
course.
little excerpt, and then we'll get into the reinvention of your craft
Yes.
and things like that. This is called One Night. EnEyeCee on QSJ Radio.
I've been searching, looking high and low for someone to call my own. Oh, it don't matter what you think you know, 'cause love don't play by rules. No, let's flip, reverse, and turn around. Sometimes you end up on the ground. Let's flip, reverse, and turn around for love. If only for one night, only give your heart now, baby. Your heart now, baby. Come on. If only for one night, only give your heart now, baby. Your heart now, baby. Come on.
That is One Night. You could find that and so many other songs on Spotify, YouTube, so many other places. And we've just given the pop stuff. Okay, we just gave them the pop stuff, but there is a bunch of stuff that EnEyeCee is doing. But I want to talk about something. You've written for several well-known artists. Names like Emmanuel Picazzi, Roberta Bruzone, Andre,
she's a knob.
Zavakin, Emily J. In addition to your own work, what have you learned about yourself as a songwriter by writing for others?
I've learned that I've got good patience because, and I don't care about saying this because she is a pain in my ass. Roberta Brizzone. Oh my gosh, worst person I've worked with. Absolutely. I'll call it out. She's a pain. I'm originally Italian and I grew up in the UK. So English is like my native language as well as Italian. And she had the audaciousness in the middle of a fucking session to turn around to me and say, "Oh, but this English phrase, it does not work." And I was like, "Baby, I'm English." And she was like, "But I studied English." And I was like, "You can do all the studying you want, sweetheart. I grew up in the country. I'm telling you, it sounds right." Oh, Mamma Carlo, Jesus Christ in Croce, give me strength, literally. And the thing is that so we wrote a song with her that went out through Sony, and so I'm giving all the tea. It's been like on my chest for so long, and she promised us to get us on Dancing with the Stars, Italy, Rai 2 in Italy. She didn't do any of it. And then she had the audacity to get on the phone and be like, "I didn't promise this." And I was like, "But you did." "Oh, honey, we got a voice recording of you saying you did." Do you know what I mean? So
Man.
yeah, so we'll just scratch her name off. So it's given me patience, and it's like, but it's also like made me, because the song I wrote, so I wrote the song for Emily J and it was a collaboration with these incredible DJs called the Banana Gang, who I think are sort of disbanded at the minute, and this guy called Andrei Zevkin, and that was a really like interesting sort of understanding of how to write a song, because I was sort of
Not sure if we lost him or not. We'll sit here in a second. Big shout out to everybody listening. If you're just tuning in, this is our interview with NIC, off stage known as Nick. Anyway, okay, Nick, I got you back. Okay, we froze.
Oh, I'm
up.
so sorry.
It's
I'm
okay.
so sorry. My phone decided to attach the web to the Wi-Fi here. I don't know why.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so like working with all these people, it was just like how to make a song approachable for other people, not just for me. So like how to take a situation of mine and make it nice for other people to listen to.
You know, shout out to the patience on that. You also supported acts Newton Faulkner, Natty Dread, Shamir Mazak music.
Yeah.
When you're on those stages as an opener, how do you focus on to leave your mark in just a few songs? Because that's your opportunity for you.
I really wanted to make a joke, but I'm aware nobody knows me, so like I don't want to come across as arrogant. I was just gonna say, just by being better.
Oh.
But like obviously I'm joking. I think it's about just going on there, and it sounds so cliched, and I hate it when people say this, but it's because it's true. It's just being authentically you, just going on stage and going, hello everybody, like making jokes about things that actually make you laugh, and there's a song I have which I wanted to write about because an ex of mine who cheated on me loads gave me a venereal disease, and I was like, I need to write about it because it's funny. Like, you don't know that's what the song's about.
Yeah.
It's something like that. And I think if you can turn your pain and like what you've gone through into something funny that you can laugh about, that could be taboo, that could be what somebody else is going through, and you can address it in like an authentic way where you're like, this is really funny. Like, other people might go, oh no, that's too, although I don't know now nowadays when we're so open to everything, people would be offended by that. But somebody might be slightly more reserved in themselves, but there will be somebody who's going through that thing. And I think if you can like go on stage, talk about your experiences with humor, with humility, and just be like really open and honest with it, that's the way to sort of like get people to understand you as an artist, because then they can see themselves in you.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I would be rushing to one of my favorite band's concerts, and I know that they're probably third on the list of so many openers, right? Somebody who's touring with them, and then a local. And when the local or the opener is wow, I definitely researched them right then and there, and I'm like, wow, that was really dope. So right now you're collaborating with Grammy Award-winning songwriters under the Golden Mile umbrella. Can you tell us a bit about those sessions, the energy in the room, like surrounding by people who have
they're just phenomenal. Like, this is the thing, it's another level. Like when they're Grammy nominated, and when they've had, like, for example, Ali, he's had like 10 number ones.
Yeah.
And like, just their energy is so electric, and but it's also, this is the thing as well, like I will always say, people who are actually successful and who are actually talented are the kindest people in the world. They are the kindest people and the most encouraging. Like Ali and Mike, whenever I've been in the studio with them, they will sit down and they will be like, come on, like, you can do it. You sound great. Just do it. And also another producer I'm working with at the moment, Alexander Merlin, shout out to him. Love him. He is killing it. And again, same thing. When we're in the studio, he's like I will show him videos of things. He'll go, well, you can do that and you can do that better. What you talk about, just do it. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, they are the kindest people in the world. And just by virtue of that, they create this like incredible environment in which you can express yourself. if you're ever in a studio with somebody who's like got a stick up their ass and they're just like being really rude and really snobby, it's them projecting the fact that they haven't been as successful as they want to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
definitely.
so it's like, it's just, it makes you go, it inspires you, because again, like when I hear singers that are phenomenal, like Ray, for example, and you see how just wonderful she is as a person, it inspires me as an artist to go, oh, I want to do what she's done. It doesn't fill you with sort of any like resentment or envy or anything. It just makes you go, that's incredible. Oh my gosh, I love it. I want to be just like her. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. You
So
know,
it's magical.
I could only imagine, not only because, you know, you're in the presence of somebody, but it's like somebody who's working with you and not against you. It has to be crazy, because it's not competition anymore. You know, it's like, wow, we're really making a hit, and we're not, you know, wow.
But can I also just jump in there and say
Yeah.
one thing? Like, the industry shouldn't be a competition. And like, this is one of the things that gets me. Like, I've met so many artists who are so stuck up and so rude. Like, I had one meeting with a girl after a show. We went to like the backstage party, and I was like, oh my gosh, hey, I love what you do. And she was like, okay, thank you. And I was like, okay, sweetheart, you ain't Beyonce. Like, let's take it down from a 10 to a 2. And like, for me, I go, all of us artists, no, and this is the thing I think is important for artists to realize.
I'm sure they were probably American. I'm sure.
Oh no, she was English. English as they come. But like, this is the one thing I would say to like artists in general is like, we're all the same. Like, we're all disposable at one point or the other. We like, none of us are irreplaceable. Even at the top, like Lady Gaga, like any of them, not nobody is irreplaceable. Like, this is the thing. It only takes one thing. Like, it only takes one thing for you to do wrong, for you to stumble down. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like, I think people in the industry just need to be kinder to each other and more encouraging. If I hear somebody that I'm like, oh my gosh, they're phenomenal, I'm never gonna go, oh, I don't want to work with them because I'm scared of like my star not shining. I go, okay, if I think they're doing better than me at X, Y, and Z, I go, I need to step my shit up. I need to like match their energy, match their level. Come on, let's do this. And so like, whenever I meet artists who've got like an issue like that, I'm like, bye, Felicia. I ain't got time for you.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, I don't know a lot of artists. I know that they're famous. I don't know what they're for, but you know, it's like I've gone into a whole world of underground, and sometimes people are like, "Do you know who that is?" And I'm like, "No."
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like, so I wanna talk about something that's crazy because it is so different, and I know this because sometimes I get invited to shows, and they give me a microphone, and I'm super nervous. And I'm like, why am I super nervous, right? Because I do this all the time.
Yeah.
But now, it's almost like the same for you, where you're hosting a new show on Choice FM.
Yeah.
How do you approach broadcasting differently than performing? And what draws to you a conversation to radio? And if you guys don't know, every Friday, 2 to 4 p.m., UK time though, so
yeah, GMT.
So
well,
it's
there's no difference. There is absolutely no difference, and I think that also helps because it makes you go, oh yeah, there isn't any difference to getting up on stage. And rather fortunately, if I meet, like, we're so blessed to have had the caliber of guests that we've had, but like it's so easy to like be interested in what they're doing because they're just interesting, lovely people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
I know.
I met an artist recently called Kelly Lee, who did this huge song with James Hype, More Than Friends. It was a cover of the En Vogue song. And she's been killing it in the industry for years. And like billions of streams. Like, this girl is amazing. And she came onto the show, loveliest person, like sweetest soul. And I was just literally obsessed. I was like, this person is so talented. And I saw her live as well. Sounds exactly the same as in a studio. And I was like, ooh, okay, that's not fair. She's insane. And I sat there and I was like, it's so easy to have a conversation with these people because you go, everything they're doing is just amazing, and she's lovely. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That is
So
dope.
yeah,
That is so
yeah,
dope.
it's really cool.
But many artists that you came across, you've realized that they separate stage self and studio self.
Yeah.
You're producing, performing, managing brand partnerships. How do you balance being both the creative and the business mind in your current phase?
Well, luckily for me, that's what we have: LMS UK, Penny Management, and then of course the big dog himself, Byron, who's doing all of that. Because I'll be honest with you, I'm awful at business myself. I mean, I'm actually going through a name change at the minute, and like a complete rebirth. And I'm like, they're on at me like, you need to get this sorted, and I'm like, yeah, I know, but like I need to feel it. So, very fortunately for me, I have people taking care of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm very blessed at this moment that I can just afford to go into the studio, be like all cutesy and go, right, what are we doing today, guys? As opposed to like, but luckily as well, like we've been quite lucky that because we've been doing this structuring and rebranding, we haven't had to go into the studio as much. And I say it not as in like I don't want to go into the studio, like I miss it with all my heart, but it's actually meant that I've had a moment to actually sit back and start to learn the bits that I'm not so good at. So like whilst we've not been in the studio so much in the past couple of months, I've been able to like sit back with Byron and go, right, why are we doing this? When we're setting up our sessions for this year, next year, it's like, okay, well, we've got to be strategic with X, Y, and Z. So it's like I'm learning, which is good.
Definitely good.
Yeah. But also just say, I do need to leave in a second. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. I got a few more here, and then
Of course.
we'll be on the way. And I'm
Amazing.
just going to go tell, and I'll play some songs in the background and things like that, and you'll get everything. Now,
Of course.
I want to talk about, because I know this is super sincere to you right now, your reclaiming of managing your career. You said you don't want to talk too much about your past management issues, but it's clear that you're channeling some of that experience into your new work. When you look ahead, how do you hope to turn the pain into a purpose for other artists coming up behind you?
Well, actually, this is something that I do want to do later in life. One of the things I really want to do is actually set up a live venue in London. Like obviously, once I've made enough money to get a venue, the plan is to open up a venue in London, which highlights incredible talent, much like our radio show does, but like have it as a live venue where we become like the centralized place in London for managers, bookers, agents, label reps to come to, and to sort of also get away from this numbers equals talent. Because I know some people, I ain't gonna name names because I don't want them coming after me, but I know some people who've got millions of Spotify listeners who cannot sing for shit. And I've known some like winners of some reality shows who, when I've said, can you sing this song, have said to me, oh, I don't sing any of my stuff in the studio. Someone sings it and then I sing it back. So I'm like, So I really like, there's so many artists I know of personally.
You're going to be the industry troll. Let's go.
But I'm happy for that, because like the thing is, I'm like, troll me as well. Like, I don't care. It's like, but I'm also a bit like, do you know what I mean? Like, but also as well, I'm like, say what you want about me, but I know I can go on stage and I can sing, and like, I know what I can do and I know what I can't do. But like, I want to create a venue where like artists who can't get through because they don't know the marketing, they just know how to be an amazing artist. Like some people I know who are phenomenal and have got like 10 listeners on Spotify, who have got like 1,000 listeners, and they're not taken seriously. And I'm like, but that shouldn't degrade what they do, because they are phenomenal. And so like, that's something that I'd love to be able to do later in life, hopefully when I've got the contacts and the success myself, so that way we can create a stage and like manage that away from like TikTok, away from Instagram, and go, let's celebrate actual ability rather than your marketing skills.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
I know we don't got a lot of time left. That's a very, very input. The big input there is driving it away because there are so many people out there that
Yeah.
are super talented, have so much things going on. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna let's since we've been tooting our horns here for a little bit, right? I know I do a really good job here, but no one's
Yeah.
taking me serious because of numbers, right? So it's
There you
like
go.
that's crazy to me. But it's not cockiness.
No.
It's I'm taking this serious. I'm sure you're like, wow, you know a lot about me. But
Yeah.
I take you very serious. So
Yeah.
now
But
and go ahead.
sorry, I was just going to jump in there and say, but this is the thing as well. I don't know what the culture is like in America, but in the UK, people don't like to bolster themselves because they're afraid of being seen as cocky. And I'm like, no, 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 no. There's a difference between saying, I am shit hot, but so are you, versus going, I'm amazing and nobody else is better than me.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Just because you say, I'm amazing at this, I'm amazing at this, you should be celebrating yourself. And you should be like you should be able to say without a hint of irony, I am a talent, without some like dickhead online being like, you can't say that, you sound really arrogant. Okay, Samantha, stay in your little keyboard in your mum's basement and be hateful. But that's not being cocky. It's being honest. Because the thing is, like I say, I know I'm amazing. Like I know I am, but I'm not the most amazing thing in the world. I've still got a lot to learn, as do loads of artists my age.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, I go, but that also doesn't mean that there aren't other artists who I still go, oh my gosh, they're phenomenal. I
Yeah.
want to be just like them.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take away from anybody else.
Still get
But people have
inspired
a-
by others. Yeah.
Yeah, but people have a real issue with you saying, yeah, I'm good at what I do. And I'm like, touch some grass, please.
Shout out to the grass. So I know we gotta go here. You've rebuilt I'll talk to everybody about any collaborations, maybe some things that I don't know,
Yeah.
any albums or tours that we should know or keep in contact to hear about.
Yeah,
Any.
of course.
Finally, we've rebuilt something that we could have ended that you've rebuilt something that could have ended a career. If you could speak
Yeah.
for your younger self, the version of you that just signed your first deal, what advice would you give to him?
Run. Don't like no, joking aside, I would say don't listen to other people's promises, because people love to speak. Watch what people do, like watch their actions, see how they treat you when you're down, see how they and also, but also like listen to those red flags, like listen to when people are being cagey, like and like don't be afraid to walk away and move on, because like I've sort of reclaimed my own control again,
Yeah.
and within like the space of like not even like literally like 4 months, I've written my first feature film. I'm off to go and direct it. We've got some amazing people involved. We're taking it to Cannes, we're taking it to
Nice.
some other festivals as well. I'm working with all of these phenomenal people, with Byron. We've got these incredible management agencies that are working with us, promotion, PR. We've got gig offers coming in. Like so much is coming
And
through.
it's so
And, like,
different than what you've
and
been
it's so-
dealing with. Oh
well,
my God.
I had, prior to working with Byron and starting working with them last year, I hadn't performed live since May of 2022.
Oof.
And that's the thing, is like, and I'd been like held down, and I was like, yeah, but I haven't performed. Ah, it'll come, will it?
Will it though? EnEyeCee, I know that you got to go. Thank you so much for coming on here and taking
David,
time.
thank you, David.
I hope we
It's
can
been
do this
so
again.
lovely. Me too. Tell me, I'll come back. Like you won't be
Yeah.
able to get rid of me. I
Yeah.
think you're amazing.
Oh, thank
You
you so
genuinely,
much.
you're
Same,
incredible.
same
Thank you
thing.
for having me.
You have a great day. Make sure you hydrate.
I will do. I will do. You do. Well, we don't need to in London. If you can see, it's grey as all balls.
Yeah, same here. Same here.
Wet.
All right. Talk
All
to
right,
you
dude.
soon.
Talk to you soon. Take care. Thank you again so much.
You're welcome.
Bye.